In the summer of 2022, the Silver Linings Foundation, in collaboration with J5 Design, embarked on a journey to understand the current state of eating disorder experiences. We identified new areas for growth that could better support youth and families to recover and begin to build the foundations for a healthy and thriving life.
Eating disorders are real, complex, and devastating illnesses that can have serious consequences on all aspects of life. This illness is incredibly stigmatized, misunderstood, and isolating.
I don't think people who've never been through it understand that it is life-altering, earth-shaking. Your world as you know it is gone.
Over the duration of 6 months, we held a series of interviews and in-person engagement sessions with youth, families, and healthcare professionals. We learned that the current approach for diagnosis of eating disorders and accessing treatment is rooted in a sickness-based model, which feeds into a vicious cycle.
When youth come in for care, they are either not sick enough to be admitted to the hospital or too sick to access day programs and outpatient services. More effort and resources need to be devoted to prevention and early intervention so that patients and their families can find the support they are looking for.
I'd like to see eating disorders not being seen as an issue of vanity, of teens, and of girls. I'd like to see it being a mental health issue like we would see anxiety and depression. I think we need to start talking a lot more about the morbidity associated with this, and this is life and death. And it's an actual brain issue happening, and kids can't just switch out of that.
There is a need for eating disorder treatment and awareness to be rooted in a holistic care model. Healthcare professionals need to be able to recognize the signs and understand the relationship between the mental, emotional, and physical expressions of eating disorders. The transition from inpatient treatment needs to be meaningfully supported as a youth slowly begins to reestablish life outside of their care program. This support also needs to extend to families and caregivers.
Youth who are reintegrating back into society must have appropriate guides in place so they can gradually move from early recovery to long-term recovery.
From the inside looking out, you can't explain it. And from the outside looking in, you can't understand it. And there is always going to be a gap that you can't explain to someone who hasn't lived it, but I think it can be narrow.
Changing a system is challenging and cannot be done alone. Silver Linings Foundation, through the work that has been done so far, will continue to engage with youth and families, medical professionals, community organizations, and the government to create a better future for those with eating disorders.